You are about to uncover something Helena Blavatsky spent 30 years mastering, and by the end of this revelation, you'll never look at your birth date the same way again, because what I'm about to show you was considered forbidden knowledge for centuries. Imagine for a moment that your birth date isn't just a coincidence, that each number, each position, each hidden sum within it carries a message, a mission, a spiritual contract you signed before you were even born. Sound impossible? Helena Blavatsky thought the same, until that night in 1875. She was in her New York office, surrounded by ancient texts, Tibetan manuscripts scattered across her desk, and suddenly, something clicked, a connection that would forever change our understanding of human destiny. Blavatsky discovered that our birth date is like a password, a secret code the universe uses to deliver our true mission in this life. But here's what most people don't know. This knowledge didn't come from nowhere. She had access to texts dating back over 2,000 years, teachings that Tibetan masters guarded as the greatest of secrets. And today, you're going to learn exactly how she did it. Now, before we continue, I need you to understand something. What I'm about to share isn't common numerology. It's not that superficial reading you find anywhere. This is different. This is dangerous. Because when you discover your true spiritual mission, there's no turning back. Have you ever wondered why certain dates seem to haunt you? Why some numbers constantly appear in your life? Why you feel an inexplicable connection to certain numerical sequences? Blavatsky had the answer. She discovered that we're born with what she called a cosmic signature, an energetic fingerprint imprinted at the exact moment of our first breath on this physical plane. And that signature is hidden in your birth date. But let's take it slow, because what she discovered is so profound. It needs to be revealed layer by layer. First layer, the day of birth. For Blavatsky, the day you were born isn't random. It's the number of your purest essence, the fundamental vibration of your soul in this incarnation. If you were born on the 7th, for example, your soul chose the vibration of the mystic, the seeker, the one who came to connect invisible worlds with the physical plane. If it was the 22nd, you carry the vibration of the bridge builder, someone who came to materialize spiritual visions in the concrete world. But here's where it gets interesting. Blavatsky realized that most people live only a fraction of the power of their birthday, as if they were using only 10% of their true spiritual capacity. Why? Because nobody taught us to decode our own cosmic signature. Second layer, the spiritual month. The month of your birth reveals the energetic field where your mission unfolds. It's the cosmic setting of your journey. January, the vibration of the pioneer. You came to open paths where others didn't even dream of stepping. March, the energy of the spiritual warrior. Your mission involves fighting for causes that transcend the personal ego. September, the frequency of the healer. You are here to transform pain into wisdom. But Blavatsky went further. She discovered that each month also carries a specific karmic lesson, a test that your soul needs to pass to evolve. And when you understand this lesson, everything in your life begins to make sense. Third layer, the year of choice. This is where things get really deep. The year of your birth doesn't just represent a historical period. It represents the collective energy your soul chose to incarnate into. Each year carries a unique vibration, a frequency that influences all the souls who decide to be born in that period. Blavatsky studied birth patterns for decades and discovered something astonishing. Souls with similar missions tend to choose the same years to incarnate, as if there were waves of consciousness descending from the spiritual plane at specific moments in human history. Were you born in a wave of healers, spiritual leaders, revolutionaries of consciousness? The year reveals this. But now comes the part that few know, the hidden sum. Blavatsky discovered that when you add all the numbers of your birth date until you reach a single digit, you find what she called the destiny number. It's not the same as traditional numerology. It's deeper, more precise, more true. This final number reveals your primary spiritual mission in this incarnation, the reason why your soul chose to be here, now, at this moment in human evolution. Number 1, you are a cosmic initiator. You came to plant seeds of new consciousness. Number 3, your mission is to communicate spiritual truths through creative forms. Number 7, you are a guardian of mysteries. You protect and reveal sacred knowledge. Number 9, carries the vibration of the global servant. Your mission transcends personal interests. But there's more. Blavatsky noticed that some people have master numbers. 11, 22, 33. These are ancient souls. Very ancient. With special missions. If your sum results in a master number, you're not here by chance. You are part of a specific group of consciousnesses that incarnated to accelerate planetary evolution. Now you may be wondering, how do I calculate my own cosmic signature? It's simpler than you imagine. But there are tricks, details that Blavatsky took years to discover, and that make all the difference. First, use only your original birth date. Nothing corrected or approximated. The universe records the exact moment. Second, add the numbers in a specific way. Day plus month plus full year, no rush. With intention. Third, if you get a master number, 11, 22, 33, don't keep adding. Stop there. These numbers have unique meanings. But here's something she discovered that will surprise you. The birth date is only the beginning. There's an even deeper code hidden in the relationship between your date and certain events in your life. Blavatsky called this directional numerical synchronicity. She realized that the most important dates in our lives, when we meet fundamental people, when we make decisions that change everything, when we go through profound transformations, follow a mathematical pattern related to our birth date, as if the universe were sending constant numerical signals to keep us on the path of our mission. Have you noticed that certain dates repeat in your life? What significant events always happen on specific numbers? It's not coincidence. It's confirmation. Your soul, using the language of numbers, to remind you you're on the right track. Or, warning, you need to adjust your course. And Helena Blavatsky developed a method to decode these signals, a system she called the Map of Personal Synchronicity. Imagine having access to a spiritual GPS, knowing when the universe is trying to guide you towards something important, recognizing the signs before making decisions that could completely change your life. Because here's a truth few understand. Your spiritual mission isn't something vague. It's not love more or be a better person. It's specific, concrete. It has a start date and milestones to meet. And all this data is encoded in your birth date. Blavatsky discovered that each soul chooses not only when to be born, but also when to awaken to its true mission. And that moment of awakening is also in numerology. She called it the year of spiritual activation. For some, activation happens at 27. For others, at 35 or 42. It depends on the mission and the necessary preparation. But when the year of activation arrives, everything changes. Opportunities appear. The right people cross your path. Doors open inexplicably. It's as if the universe finally says, now is the time. Your real life begins here. And you can calculate exactly when this will happen in your life, or when it already happened, and you didn't notice. Because there are people who miss their year of activation, let it pass, and then they wait for the next cycle, which takes another 9 years to arrive. Now, before I teach you how to calculate your year of activation, I need to tell you something that Blavatsky discovered that completely changed her perspective on free will. She realized that there are 2 types of spiritual missions: personal missions and planetary missions. Most people have personal missions. They came to learn, grow, evolve, contribute within their circle of influence. But some souls, a few, carry planetary missions. They came to influence the destiny of humanity, to accelerate evolutionary processes, to be catalysts for change on a global scale. And these souls have specific numerologies, patterns that Blavatsky mapped with impressive precision. If you have a planetary mission, your life has never been normal. Since childhood, you felt you were here for something bigger, that you had a responsibility that transcended your personal experience. And you probably faced challenges proportional to the greatness of your mission, because the universe doesn't give planetary missions to unprepared souls. It tests, strengthens, tempers through intense experiences. If your life has been a constant emotional hurricane, maybe it's because you're being prepared for something you haven't even imagined yet. And your birth date reveals this. Blavatsky identified 7 specific numerological patterns that indicate planetary missions, and created a system to recognize these patterns. If you have any of these patterns, your responsibility is different, bigger, more urgent, because planetary missions have deadlines. They cannot be postponed indefinitely. Humanity is undergoing an accelerated evolutionary transition, and certain souls have incarnated specifically to facilitate this passage. If you are one of them, the clock is ticking. But how do you know if you carry a planetary mission? First sign, your numerology sums to 22, 33, or 44. Double master numbers indicate collective responsibilities. Second sign, you were born in years ending in 7 or in specific combinations that Blavatsky mapped. Third sign, significant events in your life always happen in multiples of 7 or 11. Fourth sign, you feel an inexplicable urgency, as if you were racing against time to accomplish something important. If you recognized yourself in at least 2 of these signs, we need to go deeper, because Blavatsky discovered something that few know. Souls with planetary missions didn't come alone. They incarnated in groups, in coordinated waves, and there's a way to identify who the other members of your mission group are through relational numerology. When you meet someone who is part of your spiritual group, the mathematics of birth dates reveal specific patterns, numerical synchronicity that confirms the connection. It's not common romantic attraction. It's not casual friendship. It's soul recognition, an inexplicable certainty that you came to work together. And when the mission group meets, things start to accelerate impressively. Projects come to life, ideas materialize, opportunities appear in a cascade. It's as if the universe could finally execute a plan that was waiting for all the pieces to fall into place. Blavatsky experienced this when she met Henry Olcott and then William Judge. The Theosophical Society was born almost instantly, as if it were already ready, waiting only for the right moment to manifest. And the numerology of all of them was perfectly complementary. Now, you might be thinking, how do I recognize my spiritual soulmate through numerology? It's a powerful question, and Blavatsky developed a specific method for this. First, you calculate what she called the spiritual compatibility number between 2 people. It's not romantic compatibility, it's mission compatibility. 2 souls can have a wonderful romantic connection, but completely different spiritual missions. Or they can have 0 physical attraction, but a synergy of purpose that moves mountains. Blavatsky taught that recognizing the difference is crucial to not wasting vital energy in the wrong directions. The calculation is simple but revealing. You add the birth numerology of the 2 people and see how the numbers interact. Certain combinations create what she called mutual amplification frequency. 1 + 8 = 9, a combination of pioneering leadership with material power, generating universal service. 3 + 6 = 9, communicative creativity, with nutritional care, generating humanitarian impact. 7 plus 4, rar 11. Deep mysticism with organizational practicality, creating the manifestation of sacred knowledge. When you find someone whose numerology amplifies yours, you don't just complement each other, you potentiate each other. And then things start to happen that neither could achieve alone. But there's a catch that Blavatsky discovered in the most painful way. Not all numerological amplification is positive. There are combinations that amplify dark aspects, vices, destructive tendencies, unresolved karmic patterns. And when two people with this dynamic meet, it can be devastating. That's why she developed a complete system, not just to identify compatibilities, but to recognize when a connection, no matter how intense, is diverting you from your true mission. Because here's a hard truth. Sometimes the people we love most are the very ones who prevent us from fulfilling our spiritual purpose. Not out of malice, but because their missions are incompatible with our own. And Blavatsky learned this the hardest way possible. She had to choose between following her personal heart or following her planetary mission. And she chose the mission. It was one of the most painful decisions of her life, but also the one that allowed her to leave the legacy we know today. Numerology doesn't just reveal our mission. It also reveals the sacrifices we will have to make to fulfill it. And for some souls, these sacrifices are immense. Now you must be wondering, how do I know if I'm on the right path of my mission or if I'm straying? Blavatsky created what she called the internal numerological compass, a way to use your own birth date to confirm if the decisions you're making are aligned with your higher purpose. Every time you need to make an important decision, career change, relationship, moving to a new city, you can consult your numerological compass. The method is elegant in its simplicity. You take the date of the decision and compare it with patterns from your birth date. If the numbers align harmoniously, it's a green light from the universe. If they create tension or mathematical conflict, it's a warning to rethink. Blavatsky used this constantly, and she made decisions with an accuracy that impressed even the most staunch skeptics. But here's something she discovered that will change your perspective forever. Our spiritual mission is not fixed. It evolves. As we fulfill one layer, a new layer is revealed. Like a cosmic game where each unlocked phase opens up even greater possibilities. And numerology accompanies this evolution. Your birth date contains not only your initial mission, but all the missions you can develop throughout this incarnation. It's like a compressed file, and as you progress spiritually, new aspects of the file are decompressed. Blavatsky called this the unfolding of multiple destiny, and she mapped exactly how this unfolding happens. At 21, you access your basic mission, the first level of your purpose. At 28, if you fulfilled the first level, the second opens up, more complex, more impactful. At 35, 42, 49, 56, new levels continue to unlock, but only if you are fulfilling the previous ones. If you stagnate at one level, the next ones remain locked. And then you keep repeating the same patterns, facing the same challenges, feeling that your life is not evolving. Because spiritually, it really isn't evolving. You are stuck at a level you should have already overcome. The good news? It's never too late to unlock the next level. Blavatsky discovered that through active numerology, consciously using the numbers of your birth date, you can accelerate your spiritual progress and unlock levels of mission that have been dormant for years, as if it were an access code, a password that awakens latent potentials. But this requires courage, because each new level brings greater responsibilities, more complex challenges, a less normal life, and not everyone is willing to pay that price. But if you're here, listening to this now, maybe it's because your soul is ready for the next level, and there's something you need to know before we move on. The process of awakening to your true mission is not always comfortable. In fact, it almost never is. Blavatsky discovered that the universe uses crises to force us to evolve. Situations that take us out of our comfort zone and force us to access internal resources we didn't even know existed. She called these natural numerological initiations, and they happen at specific ages based on your birth date. If you're going through a deep crisis right now, it may be exactly an initiation, the universe preparing you for the next level of your mission. But let's get to the practical methods, because theory without application is just intellectual entertainment. The Blavatsky method, step by step. First, take your complete birth date. Let's use an example. March 15th, 1987. Day, 15. 1 plus 5, 6 month. March, the summer, year, 1987. 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7, 4 of 25. 2 plus 5, what of 7. Total sum, 6 plus 3 plus 7, what of 16. 1 plus 6, what of 7. Your destiny number is 7. But here's where Blavatsky went beyond all the numerologists of the time. She discovered that the path to reaching the final number is as important as the number itself. In the example above, we have 6 to 3, 7, reaching 7. This creates what she called the activation sequence. Nurturing, 6. Communication, 3. Mysticism, 7. Maximum mysticism, 7. The sequence reveals how your mission unfolds throughout life. First, you learn to care and nurture, 6. Then you develop the ability to communicate this wisdom, 3. Then you delve into deep mystical knowledge, 7. And finally, you become a master of mysteries, final 7. Each person has a unique sequence, and Blavatsky mapped the meaning of hundreds of these combinations. Now, the secret she kept for years. There's a second calculation, deeper, more revealing. Blavatsky called it the awakened soul number. You only take the day and month of birth, ignoring the year. In our example, 15 plus 3 for 18, 1 plus 8 for 9. This number reveals your pure spiritual nature without the influence of the collective energies of the year. And when you compare the destiny number, 7, with the awakened soul number, 9, you discover your evolutionary dynamic. 7 and 9, creative tension. The mystic, 7, in constant expansion towards universal service. 9. This means that your mission involves transforming esoteric knowledge into humanitarian action. You can't just stay in theoretical study. You need to apply what you discover for the benefit of the collective. And if you're not doing that, you'll feel a constant restlessness, a feeling that something is missing in your life. But Blavatsky went even further. She discovered that certain dates carry planetary activation codes. If you were born on 11th of any month, you are a natural channel. You came to receive and transmit information from higher planes. 22nd of any month, builder of new reality. Your mission is to materialize spiritual visions in the physical world. You are about to uncover a secret Helena Blavatsky dedicated 30 years to mastering. By the end of this revelation, you will never look at your birth date the same way again, because what I'm about to show you was considered forbidden knowledge for centuries. Imagine for a moment that your birth date isn't just a coincidence, that each number, each position, each hidden sum within it carries a message, a mission, a spiritual contract you signed before you were even born. This journey will delve into the profound connection between numerology and spirituality, exploring the hidden meanings within birth dates and how they reveal our life's purpose. We'll uncover the layers of meaning in our birth dates, exploring the day, month, and year to unlock your unique cosmic signature. This exploration, drawing on Helena Blavatsky's work, will reveal a deeper understanding of your life's purpose and the energetic forces shaping your destiny. Prepare to be challenged, intrigued, and perhaps even a little frightened, because once you understand your true spiritual mission, there's no going back. any 29th of any month. Adding the digits gives you 11, the same power of 11, but achieved through intense experiences. 2 + 9, 11. What if you were born on the 13th? Blavatsky discovered something fascinating about this date. It's not bad luck, it's transformation. 13 for 1 + 3 for 4. But the process is different. People born on the 13th came to break down obsolete structures and create new foundations. They are agents of change, spiritual revolutionaries. If this is your case, your life has never been linear. You break patterns without even trying, and this bothers those attached to the status quo. Now let's move to the advanced level. Blavatsky discovered that our mission has phases, like a symphony with distinct movements. First phase, 7 to 21 years. Preparation. The universe prepares you through formative experiences. Second phase, 21 to 35 years. Development. You develop the skills necessary for your mission. Third phase, 35 to 49 years. Implementation. A period of maximum productivity and impact. Fourth phase, 49 to 63 years. Mastery. You become a mentor and guide for other souls. Fifth phase, 63+ years. Transcendence. Preparation for the next incarnation. And each phase has specific numerology that you can calculate. Take your destiny number and add your current age. If your destiny number is 7 and you are 32 years old, 7 plus 32 is 39. 3 × 9 fois 12. 1 plus 3. The number 3 reveals the energetic tone of your current life. In this case, it's a period of communication, creativity, and expression. Your mission in this phase is to share what you have learned. But here's the secret that changed Blavatsky's life forever. She discovered that we can accelerate our spiritual evolution by consciously using our numerology. For example, if your destiny number is 7, you can potentiate your energy by doing 7-minute meditations, making important decisions on day 7, 16, or 25, and focusing on activities that vibrate at the frequency of 7. Study of sacred texts, research of mysteries, development of intuition, contemplative practices. The more you align your practical life with your numerology, the faster you evolve. It's like surfing the wave of your own destiny, instead of swimming against the current. And there's something even more powerful. Blavatsky discovered that when you perfectly understand your numerology, you can identify your journey companions, not just romantic soulmates, but all types of souls who came to work with you. Mentors, people with numerology that complements your weaknesses. Partners, souls with missions intertwined with yours. Disciples, people you came to teach and guide. Catalysts, those who arrive to accelerate your growth through challenges. And when you recognize each type, your relationships become much more conscious and productive. For example, if your destiny number is 3, creative communication, you will benefit from mentors with number 6, nurturers who teach you compassion, or 9, sages who expand your vision. Your ideal partners may have numbers 5, adventurers who bring experiences, or 8, organizers who structure your ideas. And you will be a natural mentor for people with numbers. 1, pioneers who need to learn expression, or 2, cooperators who need to develop confidence. But beware of the catalysts, people who arrive with numerology in tension with yours. They are not there to make you happy, they are there to make you grow. And growth, as Blavatsky learned, is not always comfortable. If you are experiencing a challenging relationship right now, it may be exactly a catalyst, someone your soul attracted to force your next evolutionary leap. The question is not, how do I get rid of this person? But, what did they come to teach me? Now, something few know about Blavatsky. She had a secret method for communicating with her higher self, using her own numerology as an access code for expanded states of consciousness. Every night, before sleeping, She performed a simple ritual. She repeated her destiny number mentally. While relaxing her body, she visualized this number as a golden light in the center of her forehead. And she asked a specific question about her mission. The answers came through dreams, synchronicities, or sudden insights in the following days. She called this numerological communication with the higher self. And you can do exactly the same thing every night before sleeping. 1. Relax completely. 2. Visualize your destiny number as golden light on your forehead. 3. Ask a clear question about your mission. 4. Remain receptive to the signs in the coming days. The answers always arrive, but not always in the way we expect. And here's something that will surprise you. Blavatsky discovered that our numerology changes when we go through deep spiritual initiations. It doesn't change the birth date, of course, but it changes how the numbers express themselves in our lives. It's like we're upgrading our soul's software. A person with destiny number 4, practical organizer, may, after a deep initiation, begin to express the 4 in a completely different way, organizing not only material things, but spiritual systems, creating structures for consciousness development. The number is the same, but the application is on a higher octave. And how to know when you've gone through an initiation? Simple. Your life before seems to have been lived by another person. Your values have changed completely. Your priorities have been reorganized. What motivated you before no longer makes sense, and you feel a clarity about your purpose that you never had before. If this has happened to you recently, congratulations. You have evolved into a new version of yourself, and your numerology now needs to be reinterpreted at this new level of consciousness. But there is an even rarer phenomenon. Blavatsky documented cases of people who jump multiple evolutionary levels in a single incarnation. She called these souls accelerated initiates. They are people who came specifically for this moment in human history, when evolution is happening at an unprecedented speed. And they have specific numerologies that Blavatsky mapped. Double master numbers, 11, 22, 33, potentiation sequences, when the intermediate sum repeats the final number, like 29, 11 to 2, where the 2 already appeared in 29. Portal dates, births on 11/11, 12/12, 21/12, or other numerologically symmetrical dates. If you have any of these characteristics, your mission is not just personal, it's planetary, and you probably already feel it. A constant pressure, an inexplicable urgency, a feeling that you're racing against time, because in a way, you are. Humanity is undergoing a rapid evolutionary transition, and souls like yours came specifically to facilitate this passage. But here's what Blavatsky discovered about planetary missions. They cannot be accomplished alone. They require conscious collaboration between multiple awakened souls. It's as if each person with a planetary mission is a piece of a cosmic jigsaw puzzle. Individually, we make a difference. But together, we can literally change the course of human evolution. And there's a way to identify your complementary pieces through the relational numerology that Blavatsky developed. When you meet someone who is part of your spiritual team, the mathematics of birth dates reveal specific patterns, direct complementarity, numbers that add up to 10, 1 plus 9, 2 plus 8, 3 plus 7, 4 plus 6, 5 plus 5. Mutual amplification. Identical or multiple numbers. 3 and 6, 2 and 8, 7 and 7. Creative tension. Numbers that create a productive challenge. 1 and 4, 2 and 7, 3 and 8. But the most important thing isn't the mathematics. It's what happens when you meet. Projects come to life quickly. Ideas materialize with uncommon ease. Resources appear unexpectedly. Doors open without excessive effort. It's as if the universe has been waiting for you to meet, to finally execute a larger plan. Blavatsky experienced this when she formed the Theosophical Society. When she, Olcott, and Judge united, they didn't just create an organization. They created a movement that forever changed Western spirituality, and the numerology of the three was perfectly synergistic. Now, something crucial you need to understand. Your mission has a schedule. It cannot be accomplished at any time. There are specific windows of opportunity based on the numerological cycles of your life. 7-year cycles, complete energy renewal. 9-year cycles, completion and new beginnings. 11-year cycles, expansion of consciousness. 22-year cycles, materialization of vision. If you're in a completion cycle, 9 years, trying to start something entirely new will be like swimming upstream. If you're in a renewal cycle, 7 years, it's the perfect time for profound changes. How to calculate your current cycles? Take your current age and divide it by the cycle numbers. If you are 35 years old, 35, 7, or 5, you're at the beginning of your 6th 7-year cycle. 35, 9, Zauer 3.8, you're at the end of your 4th 9-year cycle. 35, 11, 3.1, you're at the beginning of your 4th 11-year cycle. This means you are in a phase of great renewal, beginning of the 6th 7-year cycle, about to close a major chapter of your life, end of the 4th 9-year cycle, and beginning a new expansion of consciousness, beginning of the 4th 11-year cycle. It's a powerful time for profound changes aligned with your true mission, but there's something even deeper. Blavatsky discovered that some people have what she called multi-incarnation missions, projects so large that one lifetime is not enough to complete, and these souls have reincarnated several times with the same team, continuing the work where they left off in the previous life. If you have recurring dreams about specific historical periods, if you feel an inexplicable connection to certain eras or places, if you meet people and immediately feel like you already knew them, it may be that you are reconnecting with companions from past missions, and it may be that your current mission is the continuation of something that began hundreds or thousands of years ago. How to know if this is your case? Blavatsky developed a simple test. Take your destiny number and multiply it by 7, the number of spiritual memory. If the result is a master number, 11, 22, 33, or adds up to a master number, you probably carry memories of past missions. And these memories can be activated through specific meditation with your numerology. The method Blavatsky used: 1. Enter a deep meditative state. 2. Visualize your destiny number as a portal of light. 3. Mentally ask, what was my previous mission? 4. Enter the portal and allow images, sensations, or knowledge to emerge. 5. Record everything without judging or rationalizing. The information that arrives may seem like fantasy initially, but as you practice, patterns are revealed. Details are confirmed through synchronicity or later research. And most importantly, you begin to understand why certain things come naturally to you, why you already know things you've never studied, why you have inexplicable talents, because your soul has already developed these abilities in other lives. And in this incarnation, you are here to apply them on an even higher level. Now, let's go to the final revelation. Something Blavatsky discovered in her final years of life that completely changed her understanding of human destiny. She realized that our birth date is not just a personal code. It is also a coordinate in cosmic time, a way to synchronize our individual evolution with planetary evolution. And at this specific moment in history, all the coordinates are aligning for something unprecedented: the Great Convergence. Thousands of souls with specific missions incarnated at the same time, in a coordination that took millennia to plan. And they are all awakening now. If you're hearing this, if something within you recognizes this truth, it is because you are one of those souls. And your mission, however personal it may seem, is part of a much larger movement. a movement to raise human consciousness to a whole new level. That's why you feel time is accelerating. That's why you feel urgency. That's why you can no longer live a normal life. Because you didn't come to be normal. You came to be extraordinary. And your birth date is proof that you were specially chosen for this unique moment in human history. Helena Blavatsky spent her entire life decoding these mysteries, preparing the ground for this moment, so that souls like yours could awaken and take their true place in planetary evolution. Now you know, your birth date is not coincidence. It is destiny. Your life is not random. It is mission. And you are not just another person wandering aimlessly on this planet. You are a conscious agent of human evolution, carrying in the code of your own existence the instructions to transform not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. And all of this was hidden in the numbers you've carried since the first day you breathed in this world. The secret has always been with you. Now, it's in your hands to decide what to do with this revelation, because knowledge without action is merely wasted potential, and your soul didn't incarnate to waste potential. It came to accomplish the impossible, and your birth date is the map that shows you exactly how to do that. The question that remains is simple. Are you ready to follow the map? This isn't just about numbers. It's about unlocking a deeper understanding of yourself, a connection to something far greater than you ever imagined, a connection Helena Blavatsky dedicated 30 years of her life to understanding. This is about uncovering the hidden spiritual significance embedded within the very fabric of your existence, a message encoded in the date you were born, a message that speaks to your unique purpose and potential, a spiritual contract you entered into before you even drew your first breath. This is about understanding the cosmic signature that defines you and unlocking the power it holds within. It's a journey into the heart of numerology, delving into the layers of meaning hidden within the day, the month, the year, revealing the energetic forces that have shaped your destiny from the moment of your birth. Are you ready to uncover the forbidden knowledge, the secrets that Helena Blavatsky dedicated her life to uncovering? Because once you understand the truth, there's no turning back. Prepare to be challenged, intrigued, and perhaps even a little frightened by the power and profound significance of your birth date. Your life's purpose awaits. Are you ready to discover it?